Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. I've been asked to tell you about the transformation from a directory business to a digital business. Quite a challenge, I should say, for me, because actually when I joined Page Jaune, now Solocal, 4 years ago, our directory business was already died. So for me to explain how to transform a directory business, I should have known our directory business first, which I didn't. Well, anyway, I think first of all, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for your association to inviting me and share my views on the transformation of our business. It's a real privilege for me to be in front of you today. And I'm really happy for two reasons. First, I really love to come to the US every time. I spent a few years here, and I've run or work for almost all my career for US companies, so it's really a country that is my second home, as I say sometimes. The second reason why I'm very interested and happy to be here, it's because we will discuss business issues today. And like many of you, I'm spending today much more time with my bankers and my debt holders than in my business, so I'm really happy that I can spend some time on the business with you today. Just for you to remember, we are also through the same kind of debt restructuring that many others in the industry. We just closed, one step in that process with our sponsors, KKR and Goldman Sachs, right enough 700 million euro, and their debt holders also right enough more than 1 billion euro in the last weeks. So this is not over, but we are going through the same process. So what I would do today is to tell you where we are in our transformation and where we go next. The first thing I want to share is that we went through, over the last 4 years, a very deep, extensive, comprehensive digital transformation, and I should say that so far it has been quite successful. Just want to share a few numbers on where we stand. We have a strong online business that represented last year 58% of our group revenues, that will represent this year 65%, and should go up to 75% in 2 years from now. Which means, and that's very important for what I will discuss with you later in the presentation, that in 2 years from now, our digital business will be at least 3 times the size of our print business. This business continues to generate comfortable gross operating margins, very similar to EBITDA, 44%. And we are building, as we are migrating online, we are building a very profitable online business. 40% or more in EBITDA. And we own approximately 30% share of the French online local advertising market. We are the #1 local online portal in France for users and for clients. With a high reach, we rank among the top 5 in web, across web and mobile websites. We are #1 in local mobile, and actually we just learned recently that we are #1 in mobile advertising in the market, ahead of Google and others. We are also #1 in digital contents for SMEs, with more than 100,000 websites in France, and in total 130,000 websites in Europe. So, two things that I want to highlight to explain where we stand in our transformation. We draw here 2 correlations. The first one, which is very obvious, is a correlation between the growth, the overall growth for the business, and the online share in the business. Today we are at 58%, 75%, 65% this year. In online, and we are close to the line. Just declining 2-3% year over year, but we expect to cross that line in the coming years. What is very important is that we actually increase the online share in our business by 5-6%. So if you compare where we stand versus the followers, we are 4-5 years ahead of many other players in the industry. The other correlation, which I will stress more in the presentation, is the correlation between profitability and reach, the digital reach. Reach being defined, as you know, as a percentage of users, internet users or mobile users that use your website on a monthly basis. And here you see that we enjoy 40, 46, 47% reach. And we strongly believe that it helps us to create the right business with the right level of profitability because we don't have to buy traffic from others. We don't have to spend in marketing to buy traffic that we then deliver back to our clients. All of this traffic is, and most of this traffic is free for us. It comes from our own websites, or it comes from our own mobile apps, or it comes also from some of the partnerships that we have signed with the large internet players that I will discuss later on in the presentation. So, this slide is probably the most important one in my presentation. We defined this slide 4 years ago. It's a summary of the strategy. Everyone within the company knows that slide. We refer to that on a permanent basis. And the only thing we have done for the last 3 years has been to actually execute along those lines. The first thing, you see only 2 words on that chart at that time. It's local communication. You never hear me internally or externally to talk about directory. We don't believe that we are in the directory business. I mean, to be in the directory business with 90% market share in a declining business means just that you will die with your 95% market share. So we redefine the business. We say, no, that's not how we should look at the business. We should look at the business as local communication. This is the business we are in. And this business, as you know, is much more competitive. Our market share is much less. And we have to make sure that within this industry of local communication, we have a position that we can win and defend. So it starts first with the content. And this is really the first step and probably the most important step. And we thought that at the beginning, but after 3-4 years, we strongly believe that this is how we actually built the, let's say, the unique asset, the only unique asset that we have today in our business. So what we did is to focus a lot of our energy on building the content for our advertisers, but also for, those who are not clients of us. It starts with the detail page that you find on every Yellow Page website, but also that you can crawl directly and access from the search engine. And our detail page have to be better, with better content than any other. Whether it's you compare with vertical or you compare with search engines, we need to own the better content for detail pages. Same for websites, for digital marketing services, for Facebook pages, for videos, for mobiles. Content is absolutely key. But to be honest, when we started that, on a large-scale basis, we screw up, big time. It was really a nightmare within the company. Everyone was coming to me and say, we need to stop that. We are creating bad will with our clients. I say, okay, but first you have to learn on how to go and test and learn in launching new products and launching new business. And we will have to fix that quickly because it's true that we will not survive if we cannot. But we work very, very hard during, let's say, 18 months, 24 months to really fix that. And fix that especially in the way we fulfill this content, in our fulfillment. We work very hard on that. I think now we have a very, very strong business that is very unique. And as I said earlier, really is the basis for us to really build the right, let's say, the right asset to further develop the company. The second aspect is the local media. We invest very strongly in our media. 46% reach. We obviously have our own brands. I will show you a few screenshots in a minute. But we also have created very strong partnership. And that's another reason why content is so key. Content is key because it creates a stickiness with our clients. I mean, once you own their websites, you own their video, it's very difficult for them to leave. The other thing is that it creates the right customer experience on our website. I always tell our teams, I mean, when they ask me, well, why people will continue to go to your websites and not to Google or Bing or others? I say, well, they will come to our website. The only reason why you go to a website that is one click beyond the search engine, it's because you will find on this website something that you cannot find directly on the search engine. So we have leveraging the content that we have to create this unique experience within our websites. We will also be in a much better position to partner with Facebook, Bing, Yahoo, and Google in a very easy way, very simple way. I mean, we are not going to buy their traffic to resell to our clients. We are going to give them free access to our unique content in exchange of the free traffic that they receive on their content and that they send back to our clients. So it's a very basic agreement, but this agreement only works if you have created a very unique content. And today we have one company, one business out of 5 in France that has this digital content with us. And the last piece is obviously our people, our salespeople. And we are still in the process of changing, the skill set of our people, of transforming our people from, let's say, people that were selling products to people that our target is that they become the local communication department for all our clients, small, medium, or large-size clients. Even the large companies, most of the time, they don't have the skills to be, let's say, very efficient on local communication. They don't have the talent. They need some people to help them, and we should be these people. When you say that, you are actually moving from selling products to selling service. I don't really care at the end of which products they sell under which brand. It's my job, and it's the job of my team to make sure that they have the right products with the right level of profitability. But the job of those communication advisors is to make their client win, to make their client win in local communication, to become, as we have seen earlier, the trusted partner. But to become the trusted partner doesn't mean that you have to push for this product or this brand. It means that your first concern is to make sure that you make your client win in their local communication. And I get back to that because it has a lot of implications on who should be how our people should be working with their clients. So this slide, digital content, local media, and communication advisors have been the 3 pillars for our strategy over the last 4 years, and it remains very valid today. We continue to execute along the strategy. I will focus on a few aspects of this strategy. One is on online media growth. Where does it come from? We see a flattening growth from, let's say, web audience. Our audience continue to grow, but it's less and less. And you have probably the same experience here. We see less and less traffic on the web itself. It moves now more to the mobile and to the social media. So, but we have 3 main ways to grow our audience. One is obviously mobile. Mobile is absolutely key. We rank number 5 or 6 among all the let's say mobile audience in the country. Content. I just described why content is so key. But if you look at the numbers, we grow the total audience for Page Jaune by 9%. But we grew the detailed page audience by 54%. So we have a lot of focus to make sure that our consumers, our users, go deeply into our content and really use more and more this content. But also we generate more and more indirect audience, either through SEO or through partnerships or through meta search. We have our own meta search technology, or through our social local media. I will show you this in a minute. So content, to start, is absolutely key. I show you already white detail page is important, website, mobile sites, all the websites that we make are mobile, Facebook pages now, but also store locator, microsites. That's the type of websites that especially we sell for large accounts. In the mobile is a key, let's say, source of growth for us. We are now working actively on two things, web to store and shopping. And I think I strongly believe that the future of our industry lies in the mobile business. That mobile is about local information, and same. I mean, local is most and foremost mobile, and that we have to create the right application, especially for the retail industry. I think here the game is just starting, and I haven't seen anyone that for me has the killer app in the web to store or the shopping experience. And I strongly believe that there is a very, very strong and unique opportunity for our industry to actually dominate that segment. We have some good partnership with Yahoo, with Bing, on a very, very simple way. I mean, we give them full access, but really full access to our content. In exchange, or let's say 4 things. One is that we want the brand to show on the search results. I mean, the brand. It has to be very clear that our brand is associated to this search. The second one is that they provide us with a very clear reporting on the traffic that they have generated for every single client of us, and that we can share this report and this data with our clients. The third one is that they don't, let's say, dismantle our content and reaggregate the content the way they want. They have to respect that content. This is a unique content, but it is a content as a whole, and they have to take it or leave it. And fourth, and that seems to be quite easy, but that's not that easy. We really want to have very strong, deep integration, digital integration between their search engine and our database. I mean, it has to be state of the art. It has to be at the very top in terms of performance. So we will be working very hard with them to make sure that their technology is strong enough. And it could seem a bit arrogant for us to say, well, I want to make sure that all those guys have the right technology to work with our content. But I can tell you this is not that obvious, and we have been working very hard with the technology team to achieve that. Another example I want to show you is we create a brand called Zoom On to actually create within Facebook a social media, a social local media. We start from, I mean, our thinking at the beginning was, well, we have great audience on the web, we have great audience on mobile, but we are nowhere on with the social networks. So we gave a team and say, well, okay, you have 12 months, 18 months to build something in which you can create an audience on, let's say, social, in the social networks on given cities or given regions. So this is what they created. I mean, they came with this plan to have a page on which people can share deals, can share plans, can describe, I mean, everything they want about the cities they live with. And we launched that 12 months ago, 15 months ago, and this is now the place on Facebook where you have the most fans. I mean, you have more than 200,000 fans, which is a lot for one given page. And that's the place where most of the people go now to learn and to share about Paris. So very successful in terms of audience. To be very honest, we don't know how we are going to monetize that. We have the Facebook pages for our clients on one side. We have a very big audience that is growing on Facebook on the other side. How are we going to combine and create the right experience for both users and customers today? We don't know yet. So that's where we are. Now, where do we go next? So we need further transformation. We are only, let's say, 60% of the way of where we want to be. Our goal is that by 2 years from now, we will be acting as a pure player. That everything will be actually within our company built, optimized to run the digital business. How we will be running the print business, we don't know and we don't care much. I mean, we can continue to run it as it is today. But what is really important is that we transform ourselves further so that we get, let's say, fully optimized to run the digital business. So why? And how are we going to measure the results of this? First, if you look at where the growth will come from in the coming years, you just look back and look at where the growth has came from over the last 5 years. And you see on that chart that what we call fixed search, so it's mostly listing fees on our website, has not grown up a lot. It's only 15% of the overall growth that we had that we experienced in the digital business over the last 5 years. Most of the growth came from new revenue streams. The mobile listing, the display on our website, and all let's say, the local network of local websites. The ad content, so all the content that we create and manage for our clients, and more the transactional services and the e-commerce services that we will be launching soon. And clearly for us, let's say the performance of success, but I really believe we can win on that one. The performance of success will be based on the performance of those 4 revenue streams. I mean, that's where the growth can come from over the next 4 or 5 years. And our goal is that with the right organization, the right focus, the right products, the right let's say, training and organization of our people, our goal is to achieve a double-digit growth for our online business altogether, online and digital marketing services for the next 5 years. If we get there, I would say, yes, we won. We won, we would be one of the leading players in the local digital communication industry. So we changed our name. So why did we change our name, and why did we pick, let's say, Solocal? And you say, well, who are we? I mean, what are we exactly? And if you think about what this industry is about and what we are, I think we are so local. So local for our clients, so local for our consumers. So we say, okay, fine, let's take that. I mean, Solocal is also a name that will help us to claim this leadership in local digital communication for our clients and for our customers. It will also explicitly state that we have moved already a lot into this digital world. We are local, we are online, we are mobile. We are a bit social as well. Obviously, social local is part of the name. We also want to voice through this name that we have combined a diversified range of brands and services. We are very proud of our brand, of our Yellow Page brand, Page Jaune, which remained, let's say, the flagship of all our brands. But we need also, especially with our large clients, to tell them that we can offer a much wider range of service to help them to promote their business locally. Again, I mean, it's not about us pushing for this service of this brand. It's about delivering the right level of support to our large clients to help them to win in their local business. And obviously, Solocal are words that open opportunities for international expansion for us. Now, we also define part of this, let's say, rename and part of the plan for the next 5 years. We launch a program, an internal program called Digital 2015. What it means, it was a very clear signal to everyone in the company that by 2015, we want all this business to be run as a digital business. It's digital, it has to be run as an online pure player. And it's by 2015. It's not 2014, it will be too soon. We need time to get through that. But it's not 2016. And it's also a very strong signal because all the team have gone through a lot of, let's say, heavy work, a lot of changes for the last 4 or 5 years. And it gives them a date on which, by that time, we will have transformed ourselves totally. And beyond, we will continue to evolve, but we will continue to evolve only at internet space. I sometimes tell my team, you know, today we have to run faster than internet. We have to transform ourselves faster than internet. The level of transformation that we have in our business is actually to move faster than Google or Facebook. It's a big challenge for a lot of people that have made that decision when they joined the company. But that's reality. That's the only way we have to grow. Now, by 2015, we still have a lot of work to do within the next 2 years, but we expect that by that time, we can slow down at the, let's say, internet pace. So we have 4 business priorities. The traffic, targeted and efficient traffic. That's the way we want to run the media. Client focus, I will show you in a minute what it means. Digital company, we want the top 4 or 5 processes of the company to be fully digitalized. And partnerships and international. We want also to have, let's say, 4 enablers. And actually today we are working harder on the enablers than on the business issues. Values and management, we want the management to behave differently according to different values. The one that, let's say, promote local, let's say, empowerment, local decisions. I mean, we have plenty of decisions to make, much more than where we were a print business. And we need our people in the field to be, let's say, fully empowered and to have the right values to make the decisions by themselves. We also want to, let's say, acquire, we want to hire, we want to keep our best digital talents. We hire, I mean, I change a lot of the management team and of the teams within the company over the last 4 years, bringing in a lot of digital talents, so people that were internet native or mobile native, and also people that can run and transform the processes very quickly, so coming from fast-moving companies, international companies. Now we really need to work harder and keep those talents because we are fighting for the same talents and Google, Facebook, Apple, Microsoft are fighting for. And France is a small market, so we have to be very strong on that one. IT, we obviously have to, I could talk for ages on IT, but we obviously have to transform the IT and KPIs, so it's really the way we measure performance and we run the business. I just want to end my presentation before to open for discussion with you. I just want to highlight what we mean by client focus. The first thing is that we strongly believe that our future lies with verticalization, with specialization by industries. This is obviously very good for consumers. I mean, when you look at competition overall, when you look at the success of verticals, the winners today in the industries are companies that have specialized themselves on a given industry. It gives the right consumer experience. It creates the right media. But also for our clients, I mean, we are much closer to our clients. I told you earlier that the goal, I mean, the mission of our salespeople is to make their client win. So when you were on the print, I mean, it means just to add a small ad, a phone number and an address. You don't need to understand the business of your clients to do that. When you go online, you have actually much more opportunities to help your clients to develop their local communication. But it means that you really need to understand their business in much more details. You need to be able to, let's say, speak their language. You need to be able, when you go to a restaurant, you need to compete, to be able to compete with OpenTable. When you go to a retailer, you need to be able to compete with Yelp or with Groupon. I mean, those guys are specialized on those industries. They have their sales team that spend 100% of their time talking to the same profile of customers. So we need the same, and that's what we did. We started by doing that 2 years ago, 1.5 years. And we say, at the very beginning, I should tell you, I mean, everyone in the organization say, no. I mean, the reason why I'm in the yellow page industry is because I like the fact that I can meet with many, many different kind of customers in very different kind of industries, blah, blah, blah. And I don't really see why it will be a good thing for me to specialize. So we say, okay, let's try. I mean, just to try was a big, big effort. But let's try. So we took some team and we say, let's focus on two verticals, real estate and restaurant. And it has been a huge success for the company, of course. I mean, we were losing share year after year over the previous 5 years, and big time in sometimes. And suddenly, we won back some of those shares. We were growing faster than the specialized verticals because we are big. I mean, we have the muscles. We have the local presence. We have the financial resources. We have the technology resources. So if we are our focus right, I strongly believe that we can win in this industry. So you see the results. I mean, our online shares grew up to 70% or more. Our online revenues, including everything, online listing, but also the digital marketing services grew by 16%, 12%, and we won back market share in one of the two most competitive verticals in the internet. So it worked for us, for the clients, of course. It worked for our business, but it worked also for our people. I mean, the most successful salespeople last year were those people that were specialized in those verticals. So obviously now it's much easier to explain to all the others that this is the right way to go. And we are going into that direction. We are going to create business units, 5 business units, to capture that growth. And those 5, we will actually specialize the sales force, specialize the marketing team, and specialize the fulfillment teams so that they are focused on what we call retail, service, home, B2B, and regulated businesses, so public businesses, healthcare, legal, and administration. The reason why we are creating relatively wide category is obviously to keep, some of the strengths that we have, which is the ability to, let's say, move from one client to another. But at the same time, we narrow it down to one given, let's say, business unit in which all the verticals share the same way of running their local business, of running their local marketing. If you take service, this is very much about people services, real estate, cars. That's all the old, let's say, classified business that is very much on those segments. And our target is to be number 1 or 2, preferably number 1, in each of these verticals. Clearly, we know, by experience, we know by benchmark, that if you are number 1, you can achieve 50% or more in net margin. If you are number 2, 30%, and number 3, you break even. But you have to be number 1 on both sides. You have to be number 1 in creating content and managing content on behalf of your clients, and you have to be number 1 as a media, as a brand that will be the reference brand in each of these categories. So, what did we learn? What did we learn from this, let's say, last 4 years? And I have to apologize. I don't know if this works in your let's say, country. That's lesson learned in a socialist country. So I'm not sure it works here perfectly. But let me share what we learned. First, invest in content and repeat and repeat and repeat. I think after this 30 minutes presentation, I hope that I convince you that content is absolutely key, that if we miss that one, we're dead. So for me, to collect, to be at the very at the very first place to collect the content from our clients. And the good thing is our industry is that our clients are ready to pay us to collect that content, which is very unique in the internet industry. So invest in content. What we learn, sometimes not easily, was that content comes with fulfillment excellence. I think you can find anywhere, it's very easy to find wonderful technology, state-of-the-art technology, to create, let's say, the best websites. I'm not sure that even everyone uses it, but you can find it, and it's cheap. But that's not where you create the difference. Where you create the difference is that by creating this content, you actually start a relationship with your client that will be the first step in making you the local communication department of your client. And we didn't manage that way in the beginning. We say, well, let's outsource the fulfillment, let's manage it for cost, let's try to build the content at the cheapest price. And it was a major mistake. We failed very, very strongly. So we brought it back. We say, no, we want to control that. And we invested in that. And maybe we are 2 times more expensive in our fulfillment than an offshore solution. But this is the first step when we create the client relationship. And it's very key. I mean, it's also the first step when we start measuring, let's say, the return on investment, the NPS that we create with our clients. So it's absolutely key in our client relationship. Then invest in online user experience and brand. And that's how we can build today a 40% plus net margin business for online business. I mean, if we had 10% or 15% reach, we could never do that. We will have to buy and resell traffic from Google and others. And we always try to avoid that. We actually even stop reselling Google as of December because we didn't agree on some of the, let's say, terms that we could have with them. But for me, we have to be very careful about the way we buy and resell traffic. That's not what we are about. I mean, what we are about is to really help our clients to manage their local communication. If that works well with some of the tools and technologies that some partners can bring to us, fine. If it doesn't work, then we should be working with others, because at the end of the day, our partners is our clients, not the technology providers that can help us. Then, return on investment. Well, in building the right relationship with our clients and in becoming let's say, the partner for local communication, a lot of the focus has been on return on investment and to prove the return on investment that we could deliver to our clients. It remains today one of the biggest challenge of our clients, and I think in other markets as well, that our clients have with a yellow page. I mean, the yellow page industry in the past didn't sell on return on investment. That's, I think, a pity, because when I joined the business 4 years ago, the first thing that impressed me was the return on investment that we were delivering to our clients. But we were the only ones to know. And when I see the only ones to know, we were only a very few people within our company to know about it. Most of the others didn't know. They didn't even measure the return on investment for our clients. So we created all those tools, we measure it, we price today all the services that we deliver so that we, let's say, underprice many other media or many other solutions. And I think we have the strength to do that. We have the strength to deliver the best return on investment. That's where we are, and still struggling with that to make sure that every single relationship between one rep and one client starts with, okay, this is the number of impressions, this is the number of clicks, this is the number of leads that we have created for you over the last 3 months. And this is how much it cost you and the return that you got in your business. What do we do next for the next month or the next 3 months? If we can start every single client discussion that way, I think we are in good shape. but we are not there yet. I mean, we still have some of our sales rep to convince. The next frontier will be the specialization by verticals that I just described before. And finally, and that will be my conclusion, I think we should remain very humble. We have to move fast. We have to be extremely nimble, especially in the way, let's say, we run our business. We may be ahead of the curve, but we are not out of the curve. And for me, there is at least 2 more years of transformation before we get to where we should be. Thank you.